Cecily. I was going to do a July update because when I told you about my cucumbers the other day, I forgot about it being July and need to do an update on my garden. So here are my raised beds. I wasn't going to do my little decorative ones near the house because those are mostly flowers, and I mean they're kind of pretty, but they're not that interesting. So here is the Armenian cucumber. As I was looking back over my notes, I noticed you can see Armenian cucumber is written in pencil. So I actually came back in and planted more after some of the first things did not come up. You can see they are much different shaped than some of my regular cucumbers. They're also much larger. And like I said, just did a taste test video on those, so if you want to check that out, feel free. They are so big and heavy, they've actually pulled my trellis over onto my tomato cages over there. So that's not the best thing for it, but it's okay. This was where my peas were. It's gotten too hot for peas, obviously, so I'm thinking about putting some corn in there because our season is so long, we can actually get some corn. I've got tomatoes over here. These would be my ones that were supposed to be a zucchini that came up tomatoes, so I don't know exactly what kind it is. They are smaller, so some kind of a cherry. You can see there's a red one there. I've picked off several so far. You can also see a hornworm has been enjoying some of my tomato plants. I've been picking them off as I find them, and then I'll try to cut back the stubs with my pliers, so that way I can kind of tell what's new damage versus what's old damage. See, here, oh no, I thought I was gonna see a hornworm, but that's just a kind of curly vine. All right, here is squash. It has went over into the walkway. And my blueberries, some are actually turning blue. I ate some the other day. I did not think the flavor was that great on them yet, but I think maybe it wasn't quite blue enough because it was kind of very tart and firm, so I need to wait for them to soften up more. Now these are berries. These are blackberries, and these suckers have came up huge. Like, I don't know if you can see just those two pieces of one, but one of them suckers was as big as my thumb. These are the grapes. I don't know when grapes are actually supposed to come in. I know muscadines, which are a relative of grapes, come in like September. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this, but this bed's just not been putting off really great fruit. Like, I cut off a piece over here because it was all dead and dying. Like, you can see one of the berries is all dry and it's just not good looking. And like, these are raspberries. FYI, I was wondering in some other videos if I'd planted raspberries or blackberries here. These are raspberries, but you can see those are not really good looking berries. So I don't know if it's just this dirt or my plants or what on that one. Here we have a variety of tomatoes planted. Here, okay, look, here's my writing. This is what we got going on. My notes are not the best, but you know what? There is hope. If you're not the most organized person, you can still grow something. Just take that away from the video, if nothing else. I'm pretty sure this is two different kinds actually mixed together, because you can see this dark top here is not on these. So this is actually two tomato plants that both came up. I'm thinking one of these is a Sugar Rush Peach, and then it says Sugar Rush Peach Pepper Hot is what I have written down here. And then I have ODA Pepper Sweet. Over there are Cherry Bomb Milds, maybe. Pumpkin Pepper Sweet. So over here. But you know, I got tomatoes. That's all I really care. These are some tomatoes coming in. Once again, horn worms on all of my stuff. I was so excited about my calendulas coming up, and they fizzled out quite quickly, and something ate them. Like, the hornworms were nothing compared to what ate these. My nasturtiums are just drying off right here. Some of them are still blooming over here where it gets more shade, but it's just getting really hot for these now. A little white flower, which is literally the name on the package. They came in pretty good. And then we've got some mint. And the oregano here did not come up. Love these little vines coming in. I think it's a squash of some sort, pumpkin type plant. That looks like it might be a little tomato plant starting to come up, and that looks like a sunflower. My borage did finally come in, and I just love how pretty these little flowers are. Can you see those? They're just really pretty. Blue colored. They're pretty. And then these were, this is not basil. That might be another borage that something's eaten part of. A little basil came up over here. Marigolds, quite big over here. I don't always realize how big some of my plants are going to be, so maybe next year marigold I'll do in my garden by the house, because I was wanting to kind of take up space at one little area, just have flowers. So I think this would be a good option. This tomato plant was about up to here, but we've had to cut it off because of the hornworms. And like I said, you don't have to cut those pieces off, but I like to cut them off so they have a clean edge, so that way it doesn't get like rot of most sorts, and I can see if the worms are still there. My cilantro has gone to seed because cilantro is actually not a hot weather plant, it's a cool weather plant. And then what is here next to the cilantro? Poppies. Well, poppies are kind of starting to come in there. I don't think they're very healthy looking ones, but they came in. This is my raised garden. It is, some of it is way thriving, and some of it is thinking about it, maybe. But hey, I grew some things. It's interesting. I haven't got to eat most of the things because every time like I'll take in my tomatoes, my son eats them. Benjamin, I'm talking to you.
Loser.
But I mean, at least they're getting eaten, and I mean, it's food. I don't know if any of you have teenagers in the house, but every little bit helps. Yeah. Here's my garden. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.